everyone, Hobo4Craft, aka Mr. Hobo here, and we have Qxc, the Red Terran, versus Axslav, the Blue Protoss. I saw these two names and I go, I cannot pass this up. As you guys probably know, Qxc in the StarCraft 2 King of the Beta tournament did go very far, and he's just been really a rock star player on the top 200, easily on the top 200, as well as Axslav and Axslav. Just know him from Warcraft 3, have seen him play in StarCraft 2, and he's just as amazing as he was in Warcraft 3, so props for Warcraft 3 representing. And in this matchup, we often see Marine Marauder push versus Gateway composition, sometimes even an early Colossus, which is nice to see, especially if the Terran does go heavy Marine composition. Definitely makes it for a more interesting game, other than just this monotonous thing you see all the time. But it's funny that low-level players tend to complain as Protoss against Terran, like, oh, this is definitely an imbalanced matchup, but it's the Terran players in the top level of Korea who are complaining about Protoss being overpowered. So I don't know. It's just about how you play and I guess your skill level, obviously. If you suck, you're obviously going to complain about how much you suck. But anyway, we got a 12 gate and now about a 15 gas. 15 is similar, 4 Axslav, so pretty standard. And we did get that 12 racks, building it close, getting this nice wall that would make for a nice positioning if you were in a little bit of a tiffy in his base. What the hell? What does tiffy mean? I don't even know. I think I meant tiff, but then I added the E. I don't know, I panicked there, you guys. But yeah, following up with that refinery, so it looks like pretty standard for both players. Throwing down that Cybercore at around 17, which is ideal. Not getting out that Zealot. Oh, yeah, he is getting out that Zealot. It just seems like lately, whenever I say something, the player seems to contradict me right after. So I've been getting punched in the face as far as being proven wrong goes. But we got that orbital command also for Qxc finishing just recently and getting that mule out right away, which is definitely key. I'm not positive about this, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that a mule does mine for you 125 minerals, which is amazing considering you get it for pretty much free, except just, what was I thinking? Mana from, or energy rather, from your orbital command. We got this nice little defense up here from Qxc. Very good idea, because if a probe were to come up, he would be able to pick it off, would be able to see anything that is coming around. So definitely a better idea than just keeping it back here. But actually a Reaper coming out. This could be one of Qxc's new strategies, a funky new build order that he's trying out. Ooh, that concussive shell finishing just in time for Qxc to be able to pick off that Zealot, and every unit counts in the early game, especially when you're running on only one gateway. Only now is Axslav putting up his second gateway, and actually this could look pretty bad for Axslav, because we have a lot of SCVs coming to aid this push, and all he has right now is 2 stalkers and a couple probes, so we're definitely going to see a couple probes be picked off. Or not. And here comes that Reaper, which is going to be able to do a lot of damage, I think, because he's going to be able to market that around really well. And we're going to actually see a couple bunkers go down in the base of Axslav. This is crazy. It looks like he's going to be wanting to try to put these down so to be able to put these units into the bunkers, picking off so many of these probes. If nothing else, he has picked, really weakening the economy of Axslav. Looks like this stalker just about to go down. It looks like it is the only stalker left, but these probes do surround the last Marauder. And oh, Qxc, what a pain. If he had just gotten maybe that one Marauder into this bunker, that would have been so nice. Would have been able to stay there so long and do a lot of damage, but he's just going to salvage these bunkers. And that kind of pees me that Terran can just salvage bunkers wherever they may please. Maybe Blizzard should not do that. I don't know. I'm gonna take a little sip of my Gatorade here because I'm quite parched. Oh, there we go. Starting to get pretty cold where I am. Relatively cold, I guess, around 50s and 60s, high 40s, and flu season's coming around, so hopefully I don't catch that bug. Knock on wood. Oh, but we do have a Hellion coming out, and this could really do some damage and further hinder the economy of Axslav. We did just see a lot of probes picked off by Qxc. So if he could add to that with some Hellions, that would be really nice. Looks like he's switching to a 2-1-1 sort of build. And ooh, we're going to see some drops, which is definitely a good idea. Just really keeping on this pressure, which is just an amazing idea. Really good thing to do against Protoss so they can't just sit in their base and mass up those warp gate units. Really good to put on the pressure like this. 3 Hellions now, and oh wow, this could really do a lot of damage. We're gonna get this drop right here, and oh, looks like these units came back just in time. They were picking off those destructible rocks, microing these Hellions really well. We should see some force fields go down so that these Hellions could not come in here, but it looks like, oh my gosh, Qxc is even picking off some of these stalkers, and oh, sentries. Oh, but he did lose that medevac right there, which did have a couple units in it, and the medevac itself is so valuable. But it looks like we did see him pick off a couple of harvesters and definitely made him stop harvesting. He's up by 6, which in mid-game is actually a lot, and we did see Axslav pull off of gas, which is huge. So debatable whether it was worth it. He did lose a lot, but Qxc is really being consistent as far as putting on pressure goes, and that's definitely a good idea. And he is surely taking advantage of this, trying to create the biggest gap possible as far as harvester count goes. But this robo facility now just pumping out this observer right away, which is definitely a really good idea. We don't have cloak on that Banshee, but that observer would be able to snipe that out or scope that out if it did. Oh, but it looks like there was a little pass by right there and he didn't notice, and it looks like this is pretty much undefended except for these stalkers, so it looks like he did notice and he is defending it really well. But he actually is getting that cloak, so definitely a good idea to be able to harass more effectively. But like I said, that observer's lurking somewhere. Always going to be putting another one right behind his mineral line. Very smart. These destructible rocks were taken out by Axslav, so he is now putting down that expo. That's something I really like about this map. If you're a Protoss or Terran player, definitely not for me as a Zerg player, because this means that my opponents can expo up without me being able to harass it. But yeah, it's a safe way to expo, and you don't really have to worry about your opponent going to it unless you see drops or something of that matter, which is definitely annoying. And this Banshee just being really annoying. Oh, and this observer being a boss, and these stalkers take it down in no time. So this Banshee tech was I really don't want to say it was worth it, because spent a lot of money on that cloak and those 3 or 4 Banshees he had. I think it's 3, and he really hasn't picked off one probe yet, and these observers just being in key positions. So yeah, not really being put to good use. Probably could have invested that in another barracks or possibly a factory, and I think that would have been more better suited to Qxc's late game transition. Or maybe this is mid game. I'd say this is late mid game. I always love adding on those prefixes like late, early, mid, post, late, early game. Yeah. Which is what I do all the time. But anyway, I think I'll stop being awkward now and I'll just cast the game. We have a ton of SCVs coming here, which will be able to repair the Banshee and the Hellion, but maybe he just wants it for stalker tanking or something. This is interesting. Oh, looks like these Banshees are able to pick off 4 probes, 5 probes, 6 probes right there with one fell swoop. And now these SCVs will be able to repair it. That is a nice play. That is a handsome play right there. Oh, and we have a Raven out, and it is gonna. Oh, if he is able to put down that point defense drone, that will be game changing, because that point defense drone just absorbs so much damage. But I don't know if he realizes he has this little bunch over here. He should definitely bring that over. And now just Qxc just setting up base, getting comfortable over here. And right in front of this observer here, and this observer is pretty mad, but it looks like he's just gonna keep his cool. He can't really do anything else. But Qxc, what are you doing, man? Come on, get with it. Get some decent rally points here. He's still pumping out a couple Banshees actually, which is interesting. Oh, almost picked off that Stalker, but almost lost the Banshee himself. It would always be nice to pick off a couple key units like a Stalker or a Sentry, but it looks like the Stalker will live to stalk another day. And these bunkers are now fully loaded with a Marine/Marauders, so we're gonna see these two players, Axslav and Qxc, just stare each other to death. Oh, that Raven finally being able to come over and help pick off this annoying observer. Oh, and actually if he could pick off this observer as well, that would be huge if he throws down a turret. Oh, looks like that won't happen. Jeez, buzzkill. Oh, actually using this point defense drone, and it's just absorbing all the damage that is going to the Banshees, and he is, oh my gosh, he just took out so many Stalkers, and these Banshees do so much damage to all these Stalkers, and this point defense drone, like I said earlier, is just such a boss. Oh wow, what a great use of and he's just gonna be able to pick off another Stalker. So wow, like I was trying so hard to say earlier, what a great use of a Raven using that point defense drone. That's actually a harass I have not seen yet, making these Banshees viable even in late game. Qxc, definitely a very intuitive player. That's stuff I love to see, and I don't know why he wouldn't just be pumping out more Ravens. There you go. Definitely listens to me. Thank you, Qxc, for appreciating my opinion. And we're gonna see that Ghost Academy go down. So what this little fortress right here is allowing Qxc to do actually is it's allowing him to keep Axslav contained, even though he's coming right now. So we're gonna see a big battle go down, but I don't know, Qxc is just getting battered away by this concussive shell, making him so slow, and these bunkers really just doing work. But these Immortals are cleaning up, and this Guardian Shield is helping a bunch, and it looks like he actually will be able to get through this. But in the meanwhile, these Banshees were picking off a ton of probes, and oh my gosh, he actually has to pull away, and it looks like Qxc definitely came out with the upper hand. Gonna go to the income tab here, and we're gonna see this harvester count drop for sure. And we're just gonna wait in awkward silence until this does happen.